Okay. Good morning. Hello. And welcome to your yoga. Thank you for making it to the mat. Thank yourself for making it to the mat. That's the hardest part. So we want to be in a chair that is steady, sturdy, no wheels, preferably on a non-skid surface. And same with your feet. I have on, these are little yoga socks. They have little grippies on the bottom. So whatever your surface is, whether you have on shoes is fine. If you're more comfortable that way, that's fine. But just to make sure that when we stand, that you're in balance for your feet. We don't want to be challenged with our cold feet with socks on. So in your seat, let's find a nice tall spine. So we want to be steady in our seat, but also think of drawing up from the hips, up through the spine, up through the back of the neck, up out the top of the head. So just imagining a nice tall spine as if you were reaching for the ceiling with the top of the head, but allow the shoulders to drop. Sometimes it helps to lift them up to the ears and then let them fall down. Think of heavy elbows, ease in the jaw. We'd like to have the lips closed if that works for your nose today. If not, you can just open the lips slightly. But ease in the gaze, either a soft gaze or here at the beginning, you can close your eyes if you'd like. Gentle mouth, the teeth are not touching. We want to leave the jaw open a little. And then palms up or down, whatever feels nice. Sometimes it feels good when you're sitting to draw the elbows back slightly and let the hands rest in the crease of the legs, just so the shoulders aren't doing any work. So find a comfortable place for your hands. Tall spine. And allow your mind to just listen to yourself breathe for a few breaths. Any noises around you, just incorporate those into this space that is your yoga space right now. Not considering distractions, but just considering them your environment, your place, and breathe. In through the nose and out through the nose slows our breath. And after a few breaths, allow the mind to kind of wander down and watch, observe the shoulders from the inside, sort of thinking about the shoulders and the chest as you breathe. Just noticing gentle movement or not. Listening to your breath, taking in your surroundings as you lower your presence into your rib space. Think about the whole space kind of in that band. So between the shoulder blades, just below the shoulder blades, the side ribs, that space, soft space between the ribs above the belly as you breathe. Inhale and exhale, just observe. Ease in the jaw, ease in the feet. Now bringing the presence of our kind of mind's eye down lower into the belly button area and the hips and the low back. And sometimes this can be more difficult to notice, to sense movement, and that's okay. But just bring your presence down in as you breathe into that lower part of the torso. like. You can place your hand there on your low belly. Sometimes that helps if you're having if you really don't feel any movement there below the ribs, that's okay. Slowing the breathing helps also our breath drop because we're taking in a bigger breath. So we need to use more of our whole lung space, which is very good for the circulation, oxygenation of the blood, for healing, for calm. Very nice. We're going to take 3 in a row, 3 slow, deep, full breaths. Pause for just a moment, a beat or 2 at the top, and slowly release that breath. So do it 3 times, your comfort, as large of a breath as you want to take. Pause at the top, and then exhale it out. Pause at the bottom and do that 2 more times. Whatever that looks like for you, when you're finished, just return to a normal breath. And place palms up on the top of your knees when you're done. If you're not done, don't rush. Very nice. On our next inhale, we're going to slide the hands out, kind of opening the fingers nice and wide. Just sort of, maybe we'll open the arms too. Open the arms, fingers nice and wide. Heart out, inhale. Exhale, draw the elbows back, soft fist, let the head fall. Inhale, expand the arms out, sort of open palm, heart face forward. Exhale, draw those elbows back, soft fist, dropping the head. Couple more. You might feel your pelvis tilting forward and back as you inhale and exhale. Just kind of let that happen kind of organically at this point. Thinking about the arms, the shoulders, the face, the neck. Good. Next, inhale. Next reach. We're going to pause there. So think of drawing the shoulders back behind the heart. Kind of really lifting the heart space forward. Breathe. No strain in the neck. This is not about strain, but kind of find that edge between ease and work. We want to find some space there in the front of the shoulders. Slow, deep breaths through the nose, kind of feeling some expansion maybe in the ribs. Good. Big inhale. And exhale. Draw those elbows down, soft fist, let the head be heavy. We're pausing here. Breathe. Different spot, maybe it's the neck to the shoulders. Still kind of working on the front of the body, but let your head just nice and heavy. Breathe. Very nice. Belly to spine, we're going to suck in that belly, hold the core as we lift the head, bring the hands to the knees. And we're going to open the knees and kind of do a little bit more of a full cat-cow, incorporating our pelvis. So before we move, thinking of those seat points there, right at the bottoms of the hip points, are sit bones, we call them. And so a gentle rocking back and forth, you might feel those sit bones. And thinking of those as kind of your pivot point. As you exhale, we get the tailbone kind of tucking between those sit bones. It draws the movement all up the spine. It draws the low back, mid back, back. We can drop the head. We have a full flexion of the spine. And then for the inhale, we want to think about that very bottom of the tailbone, rolling it out using those sit bones. Now the sit bones are kind of pointing back, which on our spine, flexion drops the belly. We lift the shoulders, lift the chin if possible. Drawing the shoulders back, you can gently press on the legs to kind of lift the shoulders. That's our inhale. Exhale, tailbone moving first. Awareness of the sit bones. Flexion of the spine. Inhale, tailbone first, moving to extension. It's really good to get this full movement of the spine in a non-weight bearing mode. This is a real challenge to do standing up. So we can do this on our hands and knees, sitting in a chair like we're doing now. You can even do it lying flat in bed on a soft surface. You can do the same motion with your hips, with your pelvis, tailbone. Very good. Next inhale. Next cow, let's hold that. Draw those shoulders back, shoulder blades toward one another. Elbows maybe back, maybe toward one another. Breathe. Keeping that slow, deep breath, really bringing the air into the rib cage, chest. Think of all that nice expansion in the lungs, aerating those lower lobes. They can actually atrophy. Those lower lobes of the lungs can atrophy if we're not taking some nice, slow, deep breaths. Good, big inhale. Thinking of that tailbone, sit bones. Drawing that low back, mid back. Hands maybe can slide in front of the knees. Let the head drop. We'll pause here in a cat. So same nice deep breath. Nice deep slow breath. Feeling the expansion from the inside. In that back body. Again, this helps the lungs, the lower lobes of the lungs, to find some space there from being all cramped up in our ribs, finding that extra space. Good. And then gently inhaling, coming back to neutral. Nice, and sit for a moment in sort of a sitting mountain pose. So let's do palms up, back of the hands resting behind, sort of on the top of the legs, tall spine. Just kind of breathe into maybe some space we found there in the core body. Very nice. Open the eyes. If they're closed, let's roll the wrists one way and the other, just kind of moving the arms. Inhale, reach the right hand up. It's probably backwards from your screen. I get my right and left backwards if I try to mirror too much when my brain is tired. You're going to inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, we want our spine nice and tall. As you exhale, rotate slowly to the left and just draw the elbow down. Doesn't have to touch anything. We're cutting with a nice tall spine. Inhale, center. We're going to go back to the left. Exhale, left. Inhale, center and reach. Exhale, left. We always stay in a happy place with twists. If something in your back is not happy, don't do it. Find your edge and don't cross it. Very nice. Inhale, reach. And let's sweep the arm down. Good. Other side, just resting that right hand. Inhale, left arm up. Nice, slow exhale, tall spine. Drawing that left elbow down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. This side might be different, honoring any cues from your body. That's also why we do it nice and slow, so we're listening. We're not pushing past anything. Good, last one. Inhale up and down. Very nice. Bringing the palms to fingertips interlaced. Going to bring the palms to the chest. Inhale here. Exhale straight out front. Inhale palms. Exhale kind of a 45 degrees from horizontal. Inhale. If your shoulders like this, if they don't do it. Exhale, straighten. Inhale down. 45 degrees. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, straighten. Do that a couple times. Feel that? Let's do some just shoulder circles. One way and then the other. But that motion that we were doing is also a safe way in your range to move your shoulders. If this does not feel good, release the hold or flip the hands or don't raise the elbows so much. But this safe overhead motion, nice and slow with breath, again, can just keep our shoulders, our shoulder range safe and just more mobile, which we need. Okay, we're gonna get up from our chair. So I'm gonna slide my feet back and slide my seat forward. Ideally, well, not ideally, if we can slide our feet under our knees, it does make getting up easier, as we know, but if that's a challenge, you can practice this in front of a counter or a chair because it is harder to get up if your feet are underneath your knees or above, in front of your knees. So we want to bring our knees back, our feet back to a comfortable place. Lean forward, pivoting at the hip. Inhale. And as we exhale, use that exhale to propulsion. It's our propulsion up. Exhale, push the ground away, lift the head toward the sky. Inhale, soften kind of that lower belly, the bottom of the basket, of the pelvic basket. Exhale, push the ground away, drawing in and up. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, push and lift. We're going to come into chair pose because it's really good for us. And pause. We're going to drop down into chair. Nice tall spine. So we don't want to drop the shoulders or curve the tail. We want to have a nice tall spine, thinking about reaching the top of the head away from the tailbone. Shoulders are back. And for balance, our pivot point is our hips. So if you feel too far forward, you come down into the seat, your knees. If that doesn't feel good on your knees, you can come up a little bit. Lift the toes to practice your balance here. Breathe. Happy yoga face. Just a couple more seconds. Good. Inhale, and that low belly. Exhale, push the ground away, draw the belly in and up. Very nice. And again, that kind of chair challenge, doing that really does help strengthen the legs, the core, assist with getting up. Nice. So mountain pose, feet under hips, shoulders over hips. Ease in the hands, ease in the jaw, tall spine, shoulders down and back, breathe. Very nice. Good, let's sweep the arms out and up, taking a nice big breath. Exhale down. Once more, inhale, take it in. Exhale down. Good. I'm gonna face my chair. I'm gonna face the back of my chair. I might move it, but for now we'll keep it right there. No, I lied. I'm gonna put it to the side. We're gonna do a little moving. So we wanna have our chair next to us because we're gonna be moving our arms and our legs. We always wanna have the chair there just for touch. So stepping up, because we're gonna be stepping back. So be forward in your space. Nice tall spine, weight into the left foot, lifting that right ankle, turning the ankle, rotate, kind of getting nice and grounded in the left foot. Again, fingertips or hand on chair. We never want to be bobbling to the point that we can't kind of let ourselves do yoga. So if it's full on holding onto the chair, that's great. Lift that right knee nice and high. Pausing here, balance, tall spine, awareness of the foot. Again, hold on to the chair. Very nice. Let's roll the ankle here. Good, tall knee. And now step it back where we're going to be on the balls of the toes. So the toes, kind of a toe stretch, heels off the ground. If that doesn't work for your toes, you can just put your foot down, angle it, and be kind to your knee and your hip, whatever it needs. We're going to have our hips facing forward, knees facing forward on the ball of the toe. We're going to bend that right knee. A little bit of a lunge, tuck that left hip back, reaching forward and down with the right hip. So we're getting into the hip flexor. We spend all of our time sitting or with our legs propped up, and this hip flexor is really, really tight right there in the front of the hip. So we're just gonna stay here for a few breaths. You can bend that right knee if you'd like, that's totally fine, but reaching forward with that right hip. If you'd like more active, we can also reach the arms up. You don't have to, you can put them down, hands on the waist if this is enough, hands on the chair, breathe. So strong. So on your left foot, think of lifting the toes up so that we're nice and grounded in that left foot. If you find yourself wobbly, you can heel toe that left foot out, kind of widen your train tracks. Breathe. Good, let's put a little motion in. So inhale, let me think. Inhale, straighten the left leg, open the heart, arms back. Exhale, reach, bend the knee. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, holding here, a little challenge this morning. So we're gonna keep that left hip tucked back, straight spine. We're gonna slowly lower, reaching to the diagonal of the ceiling, heart over knee. Good. It's challenging. And inhale, sweep the arms back, straighten the knee. Let's exhale, go back to our angle. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, stay back. Reach that heart. Nice, back to warrior one. Well, it's actually a lunge, sorry, our heels up. Good, hands to the hip and step forward. Very nice, Tadasana, just a moment. Kind of notice one side to the other, lots of energy, one side to the other. Very nice, so we're gonna switch. If you'd like to switch your chair, you may. We're gonna lift the left knee Just a little to start. Kind of as we get our balance into our right foot, this leg might be very different. Whether it's your hip or your knee or weakness in the foot, not a problem, we just adapt. That is the main thing of yoga, is adaptation, because it's yours. I'm just guiding, and you're choosing what works for you, what feels nice. Let's lift the left knee now more. Balance, breathe, tall spine, find that drishti, that point of focus. Let's move the foot and step back. Again, find if you're in a high lunge, hips are facing the same way, knees are facing the same way. If you'd like to put your foot down and open the toes a little bit and ankle, that's fine. Find your railroad track distance and arms up if you'd like, or one on the chair, one up. Breathe. So strong. So again, drawing that right hip back, reaching forward and down with the left hip. Ease in the jaw, ease in the teeth. And a little movement. So inhale, sweep the arms, straighten the leg, and exhale. And you can come down as much or not at all on that back heel as you want. A little bit more of a challenge to keep it off the ground, making that left leg work, or you can put the heel down as you come back. Inhale. Exhale back to warrior one, holding here. Well, high lunge, sorry. Now we're going to pivot at the hip, keep that right hip back, bringing the heart over the knee. You can keep your hands to your waist if this is a lot of exertion. Breathe. Good. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, let's go into our angle. Inhale, sweep. Exhale. Inhale, sweep. Exhale. Inhale, sweep. Let's hold here, but breathe. Reach that heart forward. Good. Hands to hip. And step forward. Tadasana. So standing for a moment. Just noticing all that energy in the body. Ease in the jaw. Taking some nice deep breath. Enjoying the energy that is you and your yoga. Very nice. Let's sweep the arms up. Exhale down. Let's do a little forward fold. My chair out of my way. So I'm going to inhale up and think of a swan dive. So we're going to sweep the arms back, hinging again just at the hips. Coming down. And if you have blood pressure or eye pressure, stop right here. Put your hands on the top of your knees and stop. If you'd like to come down, you may. You can have the chair in front of you for support to lean on. Comes in very handy. We're going to inhale, half lift. So we're going to slide the hands up in front of the knees and really straighten the back. Try to draw the shoulders and shoulder blades back. Reach the top of the head away from the tailbone, straight back. Good, and then exhale, just let yourself go. Inhale, straight back, half lift. Exhale down, and with a chair, this could just be softening the elbows, and then on the half lift, straightening the arms. We don't have to strain the low back to do this. Exhale. Inhale. Nice. Holding here, breathe. Straight back, arms and shoulders are back, heart reaching toward the floor. Ease in the face. Nice. Put a bend in the knees to keep the straight back. Maybe hands out to the side. Inhale. Exhale, push the ground away, reach for the sky, top of the head for the sky. Very nice. So in that same motion, I'm going to inhale, reach up. Nice big stretch. Exhale down. Having a chair nearby, left foot over right. Our feet are going to stay flat. If the foot doesn't like to cross over, you can just sort of put it in front, a little in front. We're still making our brain work by crossing the midline. And even standing here, doing nothing else to the arms, the feet are figuring things out. The brain, I should say, is figuring things out with our feet. Nice. Chair is here in case we need it. Good. One or both arms up. Right hand gently holding onto the left wrist. Inhale, think of lifting the elbow toward the sky, or you can think of lifting the shoulder toward the sky and support your arm. You don't have to have your arm overhead. And exhale over to the right. So we have a couple places we can breathe into this sort of arm space here. We can keep the arm down and think of our shoulder to hip. There's compression on the right side body, whatever works for you today. Breathe. Very nice. We're going to inhale here. We like to use our exhale when we're exerting and also to protect our low back. So inhale, exhale, belly to spine, draw that belly in, reach for the sky, and arms down. That inhale and then exhale with movement really uses our core to draw it in. So it's the same thing. We come back to standing. It's the same thing if you're pushing or pulling or lifting something. Inhale and use that exhale to draw the body in, support the core, protect the low back, and do the exertion on an exhale. Right foot over left. Getting steady, kind of feeling the brain, working things out. Chair is here. This side might be different. Inhale up, gentle hold of the right wrist. Elbow toward the sky, if that feels okay. And then exhale over to the side. Maybe the side reach is different. Maybe the elbow is different. Breathe. We never push through pain in yoga. No strain. And that's why we talk about breathing all the time, because if you can't breathe, if you find yourself holding your breath, you need to back out a little so you can breathe. Ease in the face. Nice. Inhale. Exhale, draw that belly in, reach for the sky. And lower the arms. Very nice. Stand for a moment, mountain pose. Breathe. Classic yoga has these pauses, these little mini rests. Yoga rest, shavasana is rest, yoga rest. And these little mini breaks are to let all of that stretching in the air, the oxygen, the energy move and settle and be aware. Very nice. So we're going to open our feet nice and wide. And again, you can do this standing right behind your chair if you'd like. I'm not going to just because I don't want to block, but you can have it right in front of you. Nice and wide, just to your comfort, but we want to open them wide if you can. We want to be able to keep the knees out. So we want to be able to look down and see your insteps. So we don't want to have the knee, if the knees are dropped down, bring them in. Bring the feet in so you can have your knees open. So hands up if you can, or on the chair, doesn't matter. Whatever you'd like to do. You can also do cactus arms. So tall spine here, trying to draw those shoulders back. Again, not a lot of strength training that we usually do in our daily lives. We're just gonna bring some focus, energy, breath to the inside of our hips. Good, we're gonna inhale here. Exhale, push the ground away, reach for the sky. Inhale, keep the knees back and open. Exhale. Good, inhale. Knees are nice and open, exhale. Good, pausing here for a moment. Little balance challenge. Again, fingertips can be on the chair. We're gonna lift the left heel. Left heel down, lift the right. Kind of getting into the backs of the toes, lifting the heels, just kind of spend a little time, one and the other. You can drop your hands to your hips, it'll lower the intensity. Whatever you'd like to do. Very nice. Pause. If you'd like, we can try them both. Just a little bit, bringing both heels up off. Breathe. Good, and down. Back to our goalpost arms, maybe lower the squat just a tad, inhale. Exhale, push the ground away, reach for the sky, and arms to the hips, hands to the hips. Good, step to center. Very nice little standing Shavasana here for a moment. Breathe, maybe close the eyes. That's a good balance work as well. Fingertips resting on the chair. And notice softness in the toes, softness in the jaw. Very nice. Inhale, let's sweep the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. We're going to slide the hands up to the top of the knees and rest here for just a moment, keeping the eyes open here. Now, supporting the tops of the legs, we don't want to ever do this when we're not supporting the top of our body. So we have the hands on the tops of the legs to support the upper body so that we take the weight off of our low back. We can safely come up, if it doesn't hurt your back, safely come up very slowly. You don't want to do this roll. A lot of classes will have you do the roll where you're hanging and you kind of come up. That can put some strain on your back. If you have your hands on your legs, it is a safe way to get that movement in the bottom vertebrae into the low mid back without straining it. So let's do that one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive down. So our swan dive is a straight back as long as we can kind of hold that, and then we let it go. Slide the hands up to the top of the thighs, and then very gently roll the back up. We do it gently and we breathe. So in case something doesn't like that, we don't do it. And if you're in something when it bothers you, you can put a deep bend in the knees and come up with a straight back. Nice. So the rolling up is okay if you have support and you do it slowly, so we don't push past anything that might not like it. As we know, that lower back, it's good until it's not. So we always want to be really kind to it. Let's come back to our chairs. Calves there sort of resting on the front of the chair, so it landing there, we know it's there. Feet can be about your hip points apart. We're just going to challenge ourselves to a nice slow lower, nice long spine. Shoulders are back, top of the head pulling away from the tailbone. And as you come down, you might feel your balance shifting one way or the other, so kind of play with that to stay in center. Lift the toes gently so we're really grounded into the base of our feet. Very nice, and coming down. Good. Move forward a bit, bringing the legs. Very nice. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Reaching for the sky, tall spine. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Inhale. Other side. Inhale. Right hand, left knee. Inhale, reach. Inhale, left hand, right knee. Good, up. And then we'll hold this time. Tall spine. You can look over your left shoulder if you'd like, keeping the right knee open. Ease in the jaw. Breathe. Twists are great. A nice safe twist helps keep the fascia that's in around our internal organs moving. That synovial fluid that that's in the joints, but the fascia can really get locked up around joints. If you've had surgery and they're cutting in and it's so painful after when your organs are kind of moved, they've had to move them to really force them to move. And if we kind of keep that fascia gently twisted in a way that it doesn't sit all day, it helps keep the internal organs moving about. They're not locked in. Nice. Inhale. And exhale, just gently turn head, shoulders, belly, back to center. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, gentle twist, belly, ribs, shoulders, keeping that left knee open, left hand to right knee. And look over the right shoulder. Your right hand is wherever it feels comfortable. Maybe it's resting on your hip, draped on the chair, on your low back. Breathe. We want to think about this band right at the bottom of the ribs. That area between the waist and the ribs. So you inhale and exhale. Deep, slow breaths, sort of finding space. Exhale, kind of using that space to maybe twist ever so gently a little bit more. Pausing here for a few breaths. Ease in the jaw, trying not to clench the feet. If it's ever too much and you want to back out just a hair, you can do that and keep breathing. Good, nice big inhale. And unwind, shoulders, ribs, belly. Very nice. Let's do a little gentle forward fold. So if you'd like, you can go all the way to the floor. Eye pressure or blood pressure problems, we'll stop our elbows right there at our knees and drop the head. Again, with any back issues or anything as well. Another thing you can do, feels nice sometimes, is to open the arms and let the arms fall outside of the knees and your shoulders will stop you. And then you can let your head hang. Or if you'd like, you can put your hands inside the knees. You can put your hands on a pillow or a block or a book if you'd like a little more height. Or you can just let the hands touch the floor if that's accessible, or the ankles. And let the head fall. So we'll be here for about a minute. If at any time you want to come up, gently place your hands on the top of your knees and with your eyes open, just gently, slowly straighten your arms. But inversions, if your eyes and blood pressure will cooperate, allow it. Inversion is great too. Helps our lymph system. Gently changing the pressure in the body from the way we're normally standing upright. Ease in the shoulders, ease in the jaw, ease in the toes, wherever you are in your inversion. And head, wherever you are. Jaw, breathe. Very gently leaving your torso and head right where it is, whichever position you chose. Placing the hands, the palms on the top of the knees. Open the eyes if they were closed. And just very gently breathing, nice and slow. Push your legs away. So we're using our arms to lift us back. Get a little whoosh. That's why we want our eyes open, just reorient. Just sit with that for a moment. Soft gaze. Notice the hands, the feet, the shoulders, the jaw. Beautiful. So we're going to move toward Shavasana, a rest. We're going to let our breath and our yoga kind of settle in. Give our mind a little break. We can't turn our mind off, but we can just invite it to something a little more soothing, like our breath. So you can lie on the floor, on a couch, in a recliner. If you're in a chair that you've been practicing in, you can put a blanket over your lap or a pillow under your feet, something that makes you cozy. And we're going to think of our feet as you settle in and squeezing the toes down or flexing them out, whatever feels good. You can flex the ankles or point the ankles, whatever feels good to you to bring tension into the feet and legs. So tensing those feet, tensing them up, tensing the calves. Continue breathing, don't hold your breath. Maybe the tension's up into your legs, that's great. Breathe. Take a big inhale. And release. Relax, heavy legs. Legs are at rest. And then our hands. Fists if that feels good, or wide open fingers, whatever brings tension to your hands in a comfortable way. Arms, you can maybe draw your elbows into your ribs, squeezing your shoulders in, bringing that tension into the whole top of the body. Breathe. Keep the breath, tense, tense. Good, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Heavy arms, heavy back, heavy shoulders. And drawing our attention to the face, bringing the lips, the nose, as if you had a drawstring on your nose. We're bringing the eyebrows, lips, cheeks, all into the center of the face, squeezing it in. Inhale. And as you exhale, lion face, big open eyes, wide jaw, tongue out, looking up, big face. Big open breath. Let it go, relax. And settling in. The body has nothing to do. The mind is allowed to just watch the breath. Bringing any distractions kind of along for the ride, with the breath moving in and out of the body. Gentle in, easing out. back awareness with a gentle, deeper breath. Noticing the shoulders, ribs, jaw as you draw in. Just slightly longer breath. Moving the jaw, the fingers, ankles. Clasping the hands together. Palms away from the body. Just a gentle movement into the shoulders. And wherever you are, fingertips together, thumb and fingertips together, palms are apart and open. Placing the thumb at the heart space, thumbs at the heart space. Just imagining the breath sort of swirling in to that space between the hands and out. So your breath is sort of living in that space. As a meditation practice, this hand gesture, allowing distractions to kind of live between the fingertips and allowing the breath to live in that space between the palms. It's bringing the palms together, palms and fingers, hands together. Inhale, fingertips toward the sky. Exhale, thumbs to heart space. Gentle lowering of the head, thanking yourself for being here for your practice. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste, everyone.